Welcome back. Live look out the door at St. Paul on this Sunday morning. We're sitting at 70 degrees on our Father's Day, this first official day of summer. It already has felt like summer for a while, but officially here we are, summer solstice. Well, this is a neat summer opportunity to immerse in the various cultures found all across our state. The Minnesota Humanities Center has a series this summer focused on learning from place. So we're going to learn exactly what that's all about. Joining us now is Minnesota Humanities Center CEO Kevin Lindsay. Good morning. Very nice to meet you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
For people who are not familiar with all the things that the Minnesota Humanities Center does, you're a nonprofit. Tell us a little bit about the organization.
Sure. We have been around for a little bit more than 50 years. We receive funds from the state. We then turn around and then re-grant. So we provide cultural heritage grants. We provide grants for Minnesota musicians. That'll be coming up in a couple of months here. For authors who are interested in writing children's books, we have some grants available for those individuals who'd like to do that. So that's part of what we do. And then we also take some funds from the federal government, state government, from foundations, and we create programs. And we create these programs to uplift the humanities. Humanities really are the stories that bind us together. Sometimes we think about religion and ethics might be the stories that we heard at home. Sometimes it's history, literature, the stories that we heard among our friends, or the stories that help us make sense of the governments we operate under, civics and jurisprudence. Those are all the academic definitions. But I always like to break it down. It's just really the stories that help us make sense of the world while we're here and with our friends.
Yeah, give us some perspective, which is so valuable at any time. And the nonprofit's been around for decades, so obviously made a big impact on the community.
Yeah, we're special in the sense that we are the state's affiliate to the National Endowment for the Humanities. And here in the state of Minnesota, there's a politician that most of us know named Hubert Humphrey, who was senator and vice president. So he sought to pass the National Endowment for the Arts, National Endowment for the Humanities with other senators during that point in time. When he was vice president, there's a saying on the NEH website about him welcoming people to the Rose Garden to talk about how the humanities help us build a stronger democracy, learn more about ourselves, and also to make sure that we don't become slaves to technology, which is very interesting today, is becoming more and more poignant with AI.
Oh yes, that's definitely true. Talk a little bit about this Learning from Place series. This is different opportunities kind of sprinkled through the summer.
Yeah, 13 years ago, we partnered with the St. Paul School District to create Learning from Place Bedote. Bedote is where the Mississippi and Minnesota rivers come together here in St. Paul. But there are many places where they come together, two rivers come together. For Dakota people, this is a spiritual place, a place of significance. And Dakota women for hundreds of years coming to Bedote to have children, to birth their children. For folks across the river in the Mississippi side of the river to bury loved ones. So we give an opportunity for folks to go to Fort Snelling, Pilot Knob Road, Mounts Park, to walk those respective grounds, to get immersed in the feeling with lead educator, to have traditional Dakota food over the lunch hour, to learn more about Dakota ways of knowledge and learning. People really love it, and as I said, we started out for 5th graders with the St. Paul School District, and it has now grown, so folks like you and I, who've kind of exceeded all of our school age.
5th grade.
A little in 5th grade.
No secret about that.
Can also enjoy such a great trip.
Wow, yeah, really immerse yourself, get out of the classroom and kind of imagine what it was like in that time that you're learning about. So it's unique. And this is how many different opportunities in the series?
Oh, no, you're exactly right. I mean, when people get around and have an opportunity to have a lead scholar kind of help them walk through, and sometimes you're in a classroom, you want to ask a question, but they've kind of moved on. This gives you time throughout the day to reflect upon other questions that you might have and then get those answered. So we have some as relates from learning from the West Side, so understanding sort of Latino community. We also have some that break down sort of Minneapolis, that change there instead of Cedar Riverside. But we also have some which explore religious sacred places. So we have a couple coming up in August. The 5th largest Cambodian Buddhist temple is here in Minnesota. That's down in Hampton, so you get an opportunity to travel down there. Or you might have an opportunity to visit a mosque. a synagogue, and a church, where we wrap all three together and talk about how those religious traditions have shaped Minneapolis.
Yeah, so many opportunities. The calendar truly is worth checking out on your website. I want to make sure people are aware of that. It's mnhum.org to get that full calendar and see if you can work it into your summer calendar. Kevin, thank you. We appreciate your time today, and it sounds like a fantastic series.
Thank you very much. We hope you'll get a chance maybe to experience yourself.
Yes, I hope so too. Thank you so much.